Hi everyone, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're located. I'm actually talking to you from a very sunny afternoon in Brussels, so I can't complain. Today I wanted to raise with you quite a sensitive topic, a difficult topic, and the reason I'm doing that is because I'm actually being contacted by a lot of people that it's happening to very frequently, and that is people who are being taken by surprise. They're being blindsided when they get fired in lockdown. So my name is Dorothy Dalton. I'm the CEO of 3 Plus International, and I work with organizations supporting gender balance, diversity, inclusion, and obviously for individuals to help them reach their potential and going through career transitions, and many are going through career transitions right now. So what can happen? Basically, you can get fired by email, okay? What happens? You can be fired by registered letter, and you can be fired by voice or video call. And I've actually known people who were fired as a group and their microphones are on mute and they couldn't respond. So you might be with a number of other people on your team or a wider group, or you might be alone. But whatever happens, expect to feel profoundly upset and in some cases, even traumatized. One of the most startling things that can happen is that you'll be cut off from the server. And I had one client who found out that she was fired because she couldn't access her emails. And once again, this means that you can't access any information that is stored on the company server or on the company Google Docs or the company cloud. So quite often for most people in bigger corporate environments, that will be a big chunk of their working life, particularly their email account. You may have to turn, well, almost certainly have to turn in your devices, and this could be your tablet, your telephone, your laptop. And today, most people tend not to have private ones. So I really would urge you to think about all the information that is on those devices. If you're anything like me, your life is on all of those devices, whether it's your tablet, your phone, or your laptop. So you really want to make sure you've taken necessary steps. Those of you who are more senior, more privileged, you might have to surrender your company car, and this can be profoundly inconveniencing, particularly if it's the only vehicle that you have within your family. I know one person who negotiated that as to keep the car as part of a package. Sometimes they come for it immediately. They just send someone from the leasing company around within an hour. They might send someone from a carpool to pick it up and for you to surrender your keys. So be prepared for that. So this is what you need to have to hand: your contract of employment. Once again, if you're anything like me and that you've moved multiple times, you've got things in storage boxes, you may not be able to lay your hands on the critical documentation. So start putting it together and making a file. Some jurisdictions need 12 months of payslip. You might need that for proof of employment. A lot of people, you would be surprised how many do not have that data. So start keeping everything, pulling together all your critical paperwork. The other thing you need to know is your benefit details, and you need to go down to the granular information. Number of holidays that you're entitled to, public holidays, sick pay, gym memberships. Are you entitled to luncheon vouchers, any of the small things that add up, and you need to be able to put a monetary value on them. And you need this for when you're negotiating, and you will need it for when you're going forward to your next role. One of the most important things to do is back up your address book. And I would advise you to keep doing this on a weekly basis, because when push comes to shove, you will not have a lot of time. So make sure, whether it's vendors, clients, your bosses, anyone that you're connected to in your network or in your sector that is on your professional address book, that you have it backed up. Connect with them on LinkedIn so that you also have another email address for them, because quite often people put their private address on their LinkedIn. So remember that you may not even have time to write a goodbye email. Make sure that your personal email is something, you know, vaguely reputable, you know, not like Supergraduate 1995 or one of those things, but just a normal, your name, your first name, your last name, and a Gmail account or another major platform. You need to have backup of these things, your performance evaluations. You're going to need that in case you need to negotiate, and you will need that going forward into your next job. If you have any documents of recognition, so people think, hey, good job, or well done on that, or what a great contribution, that you have all of those documents and emails to hand. Once again, they'll be important for when you negotiate. You need to have all your personal files, and a lot of people, we're available 24/7, we're working around the clock, we're traveling a lot, we tend to merge everything onto one device. So make sure that if you have your personal files on your company device, that it's all on one file, that you can shift it really quickly or you can back it up. And also, and I'm going to come back to that next, you can delete it. Keep copies of presentations and awards, and this is quite a nice thing you can do, particularly if you don't have a non-disclosure agreement. You can actually pop these on your LinkedIn profile on the features section. So if you've got any awards, if you've done any really nice presentations, if you've got any YouTube videos doing a company presentation, whatever it is, make sure you have copies or access to them. Sometimes companies keep these on their intranet. This is a tricky thing to do, particularly when you're out of time. Sometimes you only get an hour to do this. So you need to have all your personal apps on your phone, everything grouped into one little common area where you can just delete it. This might be a dating app. It might be your your yoga app. It might be your Uber or your Deliveroo, whatever it is. Make sure that they're just ready to go. Fitbit, for example, all of these things, that they're personal to you, they're nothing to do with the company. You want to make sure that you can delete those at the drop of a hat. You want to be able to delete your browsing history. Now, this is not suggesting you would do anything inappropriate, but you just don't want people to know what you've been researching, particularly if you've been researching something personal on a company computer, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or some other research. The other thing you obviously don't want on your company devices is your passwords. So you want to make sure that they're all off and you've backed them up. And just to, on the other side of the coin, I do know that somebody inherited someone's device and they had left their dating app with all the dating history on it. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be that person. Obviously, as I said, any personal info and correspondence, whether it's medical, whether it's finance, whatever it is, make sure that it's all backed up and off that device. Just any other relevant correspondence, whether it's, I mean, one of the things, you know, sometimes you struggle to remember people who are involved in a project or names of clients or contacts. Make sure that you have that documentation so you can check up on it and refer to it when necessary. You need a lawyer or other expert advice. Not everyone does, and it may not come to that, but some people's circumstances are more complex, particularly if you've got special tax assignments or tax arrangements, whether you feel there is any element of unfair dismissal or anything that you might need to get a second opinion. Now, the other thing to do is that you might find you're going to be under pressure to sign documents really quickly. Do not sign anything under duress. Particularly if somebody sends something by registered mail. So make sure that you ask for time to think, give them a deadline, always put the deadline further than you might need, because you probably will have to negotiate and bring it forward. So for example, if you ask for, say, mid-July, then they might say end of June. So you have to think that through. And that gives you time to prepare your negotiation package. So that's all from me. I'm sorry that this is so grim, but if I wasn't dealing with such a high percentage of people who had these problems, I wouldn't do this. I think the best thing to do is to hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. And obviously, if you want to consult the 3plus website, you've got the link there, www.3plusinternational.com. We have masses of free information which you can take a look at. And if you need any deeper support with personalized career coaching, please don't hesitate to contact me. So many thanks and good luck, and let me know how you're doing. Okay, bye-bye.